Hello guys, Blacknom here. Today I want to walk you step by step from installing Unreal Engine 4 and Unreal Engine 5 to packaging Android APK. It's been a while since I wanted to make this tutorial, because when I needed to package a game for Android I couldn't find a tutorial that led me from A to Z. So I had to combine multiple resources until I succeeded once. And I ended up having a lot of extra stuff, because everyone solved the problems they faced differently. So today I'll go from a freshly installed Windows 11 25H on a virtual machine with nothing installed yet except Opera browser and Epic Store with Unreal Engine 4.27 and 5.7. Just one more thing before you install the Unreal engines, it's better to change their install folder from the program files, so you don't face issues with generating Visual Studio project files due to requiring admin permissions. Although if you have it in the program files, I'll show you how to change that at the end of this video. First off, we will start with Unreal Engine 4 things. As stated in the official documentation, we need Android Studio 4.0, so let's find it. I go to Android Studio page, find the download section and locate this version of Android Studio, released on the 28th of May 2020, and download the one for Windows. Installing. It all takes much more time because it's in the virtual machine. Going through default installation. And here we have API of 36, which is too high for Unreal Engine 4. But we don't have other options here, so we will add what we need later. Ready. Now we open Android Studio and enter Configure and select SDK Manager. For Unreal 4, the max API that is available by default is 30, so we install that. When finished, we go to the SDK Tools tab, and at the bottom of the window we check Show Package Details. Under NDK, we need to locate NDK 21 and select the latest of it, which is 21.4. Done. So we need the latest Android SDK command line tools and the latest CMake. All ready. Click Apply and it will be downloaded. By this, we finished with the things that we need from Android Studio. We go to Unreal 4 and create the minimal project with no starter content. When I entered the editor, it prompted to me to install .NET Framework, so I accepted. It could be prompted earlier as well, just as we enter the engine for the first time. Now we go to Project Settings, Packaging, change the build configurations to shipping to make it lighter, and check for rebuild and for distribution. Optionally, in the packaging section, we can add our map, so only it will be included in the package and not all of the maps that we have. I don't have a map because this is a blank project, so I need to save this one. Add it to the list. And check Cook Only Maps. Then we go to Platforms in the left section of the project settings and locate Android. Press Configure now and accept SDK license. You can change the target SDK to 30 if you want the latest one available, or leave it as it is. And then check package game data inside APK. Scroll down a little to the build section and you can optionally check to support ARM64 or leave it at ARM v7. Then we go to Android developer signing. Here we need to put our key to sign the Android app. So let's generate a key. You can do it from Android Studio, from build, generate signed bundle APK, but I couldn't find it in the 4.0 version, so I went with the command line way. In the Windows search, type cmd and run it. Locate the key tool that should be in the Android Studio JRE bin folder, copy the address, and type in the command line cd and paste the address to navigate there. You could also add the key tool to environment variables to call it immediately without the need to know its location, but that's not in the video. Okay, now I paste the key generation instruction line. I'll leave it in the description. You should generate the key to your Unreal project build Android folder, so it can be used to package the game. Now enter the requested info for the key. I'll enter some gibberish. Ready. Now we fill the info of our key and the password in the project settings. Done. Select Android SDK on the left and let's fill the info. Set NDK API to Android 21. Next, we will change the SDK API to Android 30. After that, we will find the Java path, which is in the Android Studio JRE folder. Then we should add the location of the NDK. Done. And lastly, we will locate the Android SDK directory. Okay, all is set. We can try to package. I'll create a new folder called packages for the APK to go there. Okay, started. And we get an error. It says missing dx file in the build tools. So we go to the build tools location in the app data. If you can't see the app data folder, you might need to change the hiding settings for the file explorer and check show hidden and uncheck hide system files. In the old versions of the build tools that are recommended for Unreal 4, there used to be a file called dx.bat, but in the later versions it's called d8.bat, but basically has the same functionality. So what we do instead of having additional build tools, just copy the d8 and rename it to dx. Packaging again. We have a bit different error now. It says dx.jar is missing. So we need to go to the build tools/lib folder and we will find the d8.jar and we'll do the same thing as before. Copy, rename. Start to package. I got some error due to some issue with the key I created for the first time. So I recreated it as shown before in this video and it worked. So you shouldn't have this error. Alright, success. And there is the app. I have tested it on my Android 13 phone and it worked. So now if you like to experiment with any settings, you always know where to fall back if anything goes wrong. Okay, now it's Unreal 5 turn. Unlike Unreal 4, it doesn't install Android as a target platform, which costed me a couple of hours when I wanted to package my game. So we will go directly and install it. In the Epic Store, locate Unreal 5 and click on the arrow next to Launch. Select Options, Target Platforms, Android, and click Apply, and accept if it prompts anything. To make a light project lighter than Unreal 5 templates, I'll open our Unreal 4 blank project as a copy. For Unreal 5, I'll download the latest Android Studio with no canary or RC suffixes at the end. And it will be Panda 3 2025.3.2 released on the 3rd of March 2026. We'll add 4 to the old Android Studio folder so they can be in one place. Installing the new Android Studio with all default settings as well. And it opens some old project that I was trying to get to sign my app with. We'll open the settings from File, Settings, and search for Android SDK. Here we need to add the NDK for Unreal 5. So we go to SDK Tools tab and check Show Package Details. I have installed NDK 29, but it wasn't the right one, as we will see later. Apply and ready. Now we open the project, go to Project Settings, Android, change the target SDK to 36. The project already has the rest of the settings because we copied it from Unreal 4. In the Android SDK settings, we will need to change the location of the NDK, the NDK and SDK APIs to latest. Now packaging. As you can see, it tries to install NDK 27 and fails. That's because we didn't set the new Java path. Let's update it in the project settings in the Android SDK. We will set the location of Java to the new Android Studio folder GBR instead of GRE. Repackaging. Now you see it started to download NDK 27, but you can just download it instead of NDK 29, but you will still need to change the Java. Okay, now it fails because we need to set the NDK location to 27. Done. And we will change the NDK API to Android 27 instead of latest. Try anew. All went well this time. And here is the APK. Tested it on my phone and it worked. So we are done here. So to sum up for both engines, we need to add Android to the target platform in the Epic Store. We need to go to Project Settings, Platform, Android, click Configure and Accept License. Also check Package Game Data inside APK. We need to generate a signing key and add the key info into Project Settings. Also, we need to put the key in project name, build, Android directory. In Android Studio, we need to download latest build tools, latest command tools, and latest CMake. For Unreal 4, we need Android Studio 4.0. Inside of it, we will download NDK 21 and SDK 30. In the Build Tools folder, we need to copy the d8.bat and rename the copy to dx.bat, and copy and rename the file d8.jar in lib folder to dx.jar. Add NDK SDK Java directories and target SDK NDK inside the project settings Android SDK. Ready. For Unreal 5, we need Android Studio Panda 3. Inside of it, we will download NDK 27 and SDK 36. Add NDK SDK Java directories and target SDK NDK inside Project Settings Android SDK ready. One more thing, when you change those Android SDK settings in the project settings, you are changing them for all of your engines on your PC. Like here, you can see the settings for Unreal 4 project have changed because we changed the SDK configs to the Unreal 5 ones. I tried to generalize and keep only the NDK directory with no numbers, and in the project override settings change the target SDK and NDK, but it didn't work. Also, we will need to change the Java directory anyway. So I made two batch files, one for Unreal 4, one for 5, that I run when I need to change the settings. And I keep them near the uproject file. Ideally, I need to make them run automatically as the project starts to package, but didn't succeed yet. So I ran them manually. I'll leave a link to download the bat files in the description. You can download them and edit them in a text editing app to set SDK, NDK, and Java paths. Also, you need to run them before you start the engine or it will override them. When I have time, I'll try to automatize them again, and if it works, I will make a short follow-up video for that. Now, for changing the folder for Unreal Engine, first move your previously installed engine to some other location. After that, try to install it where you want it to be, and pause the installation immediately. And restart Epic Store. After that, get the folder with the Unreal Engine you moved earlier and paste it into the location of new install. Then open Epic Store and continue installation. It will be very quick since it will mostly only verify it. But after doing so for Unreal 5, I needed to re-add the Android target platform as we did earlier in the Epic Store. Lastly, here is some amazing bug I have never seen before. I'm sure that packaging works otherwise. While making this video, I found a forum article about making the build target SDK to 33 or even 34 for Unreal 4. But I didn't try it. You can try it if you want, link in the description. It would have been useful to my past self to find this video, so I hope that it will be useful for you too. Alright guys, see you in the next video.